Hey, Barry, to be Jewish, it's not enough that we live in this world, that we have to contend with COVID, that we have to contend with living in Quebec. That's a story. If you're an Anglo, it's oy. But to be Jewish on top of everything was always hard to be Jewish. But it's even, to have everything together. Boy, Hashem, enough already. It's hard to be Jewish, no?
Well, to be a Jew is to kvetch, to be verblunget, to be verstupt, to push in into the Kiddush line at the local synagogue.
Oh, that's the hardest.
And to like bagels.
Bagels, okay.
And to say, for people who have children, my son is better than your son. And
what happens if you have a daughter?
My daughter is better than your daughter.
Yeah.
To be Jewish means to be many, many facets.
But you're never satisfied. The point is, you're never satisfied as a Jewish person. You have to live beyond your limits. Because Hashem, the God, the supreme God, expects us to either cause us a nervous breakdown or make us live beyond our own limits without having a nervous... That's the test, without having a nervous breakdown.
I think to be a Jew is to be imperfect, but to try to be perfect, and to be imperfect or perfect in our imperfections.
Gesundheit. By the way, Moses in the desert, 40 years in the desert, wasn't that the start of everything? Of the start of the surahs, of the troubles? 40 years, the kvetching of the people, saying, when the hell do we get out of here? It's enough already. If you put on a pedometer, it was like going around in circles. They must have done like 1,000, maybe 5,000, 20,000 miles of walking in the sandals in the hot sun on the hot sand. All right, kvetching, saying, Moses, our sandals are disintegrating. We left the sandal maker in Egypt. He didn't want to come along with the journey. We don't know, because we our sandals. We can't. We need. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Well, there was no brisket in the desert.
No brisket.
There was no halachkas.
No halachkas.
There was no kreplach.
No kreplach.
People complained constantly. What they got was quails, which are fatty chickens, which Hashem killed them while they were eating because they were lustful. They had manna. They complained about the manna. They were supposed to not go twice, Friday and Shabbos to pick it up. They were supposed to pick it up on Friday for 2 portions, but some people went on both days. They got nothing on Shabbos. So the Jews were complaining constantly in the desert. Moses had the patience of a tzaddik, of course.
But Moses stuttered.
He stuttered because they gave him so many problems that he couldn't take it. What he wanted to say was Shabbos, so he said shh.
He was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Moses.
Those days they had psychiatrists, psychologists. They even had tranquilizers.
No, they had nobody. They had nobody. When you went crazy, you were Meshugganah. They sent you off into the desert alone, like the Red Bull or whatever. Go. We don't. And half the people became Meshugganah, crazy. No psychiatrists. Nervous breakdowns going galore.
That's why Jewish people are a bit quirky.
Quirky.
That they like to discuss psychological imperfections and psychological problems, and to kvetch, to cavell, to get upset.
Where would we be out?
Moses was able to take 40 years of criticism.
And then he had to get. They wouldn't even let him into Israel because he hit the rock too hard. He said, "Okay, forget this Meshugganah tribe. I'm going off into the sunset." And he went somewhere away. He never got into Israel. He says, "Goodbye. You take over, Joshua, because I can't take this anymore."
He didn't want to go into Israel because of the politics.
That's true too. Sei gesund, everybody. Remember. Think twice before you get circumcised if you want to join our tribe, because you got to be very, very strong up here. Or Meshugganah.